All right, here we go. If you've come back, or if you want me to tag you in the replay, please just drop a me down below. We're making turkey gumbo. This is one of my family's favorite recipes for leftover turkey. And you may be asking yourself, okay, so how does the half Filipino, half farm girl from Oregon get to turkey gumbo for Thanksgiving leftovers? Well, one of my uncles, my mother's older brother, moved to New Orleans late in his career. At some point he was a lawyer, had an office down near the French Quarter, and then my mom's parents also moved to Louisiana. So during my high school years and my college years, we spent every holiday driving from San Antonio to New Orleans and celebrating the holidays there. And of course my family on both sides is all about food. So turkey gumbo was one of those things that he had learned to make from Chef Paul Prudhomme for his restaurant downtown, and it was one of the things that he taught us girls to make on the day after Thanksgiving. And it's one of these dishes where you kind of use what you've got, and so it's a method. In my cooking classes, I love to emphasize the method of cooking, and then please do modify, adjust, obviously keep, the core of the recipe, but you want to always adjust to what you have on hand, to the tastes and preferences of your own family, and that's how we cook up delicious food that everyone enjoys. So we're gonna give this this videoing the food cooking thing is a little bit of a challenge for me, so I apologize for being late today. We'll get it all figured out. What I'm gonna do, so I'm talking now, I'm gonna flip the screen so that you can see my pot, and then we're gonna be adding things as I go along. Hopefully this will be smooth, and then we'll do a little bit of magic of TV so that you can see the finished product later on, because it does need to simmer for a while. But all right, so how many of you have done any New Orleans cooking? Have you been to New Orleans? Have you enjoyed gumbo? Now, we're a no tomatoes gumbo family, and as I understand, that's a Cajun versus Creole difference. I do add tomatoes if it's a seafood gumbo, though. So, all the little regional and family differences. Okay, so let's get cooking. I'm gonna flip the screen around and we'll see how this goes. And how does every gumbo start? First, you make a roux. Can I flip the screen around? I am not sure. I may have to pause and come back again. This is a little messy. Okay, let's see. Nope, there's the button. All right, here we go. Gumbo magic. All right, here is the pot. You're gonna want a big one. This is like an 8 cup pot, and that's gonna make a good 6 to 8 servings, even a little bit more. Over here, I have, whoops, wrong burner. Over here, I have my turkey and ham. Now I'm using ham because we made ham, and to be honest, I didn't want to run back out to the grocery store, but usually I would use andouille sausage. And then here we have our Holy Trinity. Now I did substitute in a red bell pepper for a little bit of sweetness instead of a green, but here's my huge Turkish bay leaf that I got at the Asian market. And then that's about 3 cloves of garlic, smashed and chopped. I'm not too worried about this being too fine, just because it's gonna simmer for a little bit. And then I have spices. There's black pepper, paprika, thyme, some salt, and of course, my favorite Creole seasoning, Tony's. Everything's got to have Tony's. I put it on eggs, I put it on, yeah, you name it, salad. Okay, today I'm going to make a light roux, so I'm using just some olive oil, about half a cup of olive oil, and about half a cup of flour. Your ratio is 1 to 1 for making a roux, and if you want to make a dark roux, definitely use a vegetable oil or something that has a higher smoke point, okay? Because otherwise you're going to burn your flour instead of just charring it so it's golden brown delicious. All right, let's see. Okay, get that all mixed up. Pot is coming up to temperature. So this recipe is heavy on the prep and heavy on the start. But what's great about it is that then it will just simmer. and have what you have on hand for proteins and for vegetables. I have corn that I can throw in here. I have some green beans. It's a great leftover dish and feeds a lot of mouths. Tastes great the next day. We always had a house full at grandma's between aunts and uncles and cousins, and we just all love good food. Okay, so there we go. It's a very light roux. To do a dark roux, that's going to take you want to do that over medium heat, constantly stirring, and that's going to take more like 10-15 minutes, okay? And generally, you want to match the roux to the protein. So this is a light protein, so we're making a light roux. Okay, we're going to put in our Holy Trinity. Here we go. Onions, bell peppers, and celery, just like mirepoix. That's in a even ratio. 1 part onion, 1 part celery, 1 part bell pepper. If it's mirepoix, the French version, right, you sub out the red bell pepper for carrot. Oh, smells delicious already. And we're going to get this all sauteed down. You want this to be soft. You want the onions to be translucent. You want this to be aromatic. And that's going to take a minute. Get that all in the pot. Now, I usually do add a little bit of salt to the aromatics just to encourage them to drop their liquid a little bit quicker. But again, this is a flavor adding step. You don't want to rush it. I'm rushing it just a little bit today because we're on video. All right. And I've got the temperature up pretty high. Okay. Oh, smells delicious. So that flour butter combination is or flour olive oil, that's what's going to thicken your sauce. And then you can add as much liquid as you want, depending on how soupy you want your gumbo. I like it to have a nice mouthfeel, but not be soupy, but not as thick as gravy, if that makes any sense. All right. So what other veggies would go great in here? What would you like to add to what do you have on hand that you're going to add to your okra? To your gumbo. I've got, I think I have some frozen okra. It's too late in the season for fresh. I've got some corn. Bacon is also great in here. You could first render out some bacon in your pan for the oil to add to the flour to make your roux. So just be creative. And if you do have health concerns that you are trying to, if you're trying to stick to some health guidelines, then make sure to adjust accordingly. I'm using olive oil. You could also use gluten-free flour. You could also cut the amount of roux way down. This is 8 to 10 servings, so you could easily cut the roux down so that it's not quite as roux-y. Okay. I'm going to flip you back around a minute. There we go. Flip you back around. Oh, okay. That kind of works. So how's everybody's Black Friday going? I'm just letting this soften up a little bit. I can't quite, if you don't let it soften up, then the flavors aren't going to release, and then your gumbo is just not going to taste quite as good. So I wanted to remind you, let's talk about those nutrition guidelines or nutrition tips we talked about last week on helping to beat the holiday bloat. How's your hydration going? How's it going eating a balanced plate? Are you getting more veggies in there to start with? This has plenty of veggies. I've been trying to start with a little bit of a salad, or at least adding a roasted vegetable onto the plate, but still enjoying the stuffing and the mashed potatoes and, you know, all the good holiday foods. And I also wanted to mention that I have this fabulous wellness supplement that includes, it's a 9-in-1, and it's a powder, and but it's great for gut health. It has all your pre, post, and probiotics in there, as well as red and green and all yellow, all the sort of whole food micronutrients that you could probably want in a wellness powder. So if you're interested in that, really is helping my keep the bloat down, keep my gut balanced during this holiday season. So drop balance below and I will send you some info on that. All right, it is starting to sizzle, and I'm starting to get a little bit more of an aroma. Yeah, okay, here we go. Flip you back around. All right, there we go. Okay. So see how I think you can see how it's softened up a little bit. Okay. There we go. Yep, and it's aromatic, glistening. Here we go. Now we're going to add chicken broth. Now, if you have a turkey carcass, I would definitely suggest making your turkey broth from scratch. But here I have just chicken broth. You can also get turkey broth. There we go. And you definitely want to stir so it's not lumpy, but the roux has coated everything. So it's just going to make it nice, and then scrape up the bottom. There we go. Okay. Oh yes, smells good. Okay. Now I like to serve this over rice, also with baguette. Okay, we're going to throw in some thyme. Now check the recipe that is in the event, and I can post it down below. More paprika, because we like it spicy, and some more black pepper. Check the recipe for how much. I kind of know, you know, what my family likes, so we kind of just throw it in there. There we go. I'm gonna stir that up. There we go. Ever since 2020, I've been a little sensitive to pepper. Just going up my nose. Okay, and now we're gonna put in the turkey and the ham. So this is a great way to use up. I know my family was like, you're making more food? I'm like, no, I'm not making more food. I'm reinventing the food that we do have on hand. Oh, yum. There we go. Okay. Let's give that a good stir. And I think that's the right consistency as well. Now, I'm going to put in my giant bay leaf. And we're going to let this simmer, bring it up to a simmer for a good 15 to 20 minutes. Everything is cooked. I don't have anything uncooked in here. And if you were going to add seafood, say shrimp or fish, I would simmer this for 15-20 minutes and then add the seafood to it, because that will cook lickety split. And you want time for all of your flavors to meld together. Oh, this is going to be a fabulous lunch. Can you hear it bubbling? Music to my ears. All right, y'all. There is your turkey day, or post-turkey day gumbo. And I will garnish this with some fresh chopped parsley. Serve it over rice. Serve it with baguette and a salad. All right, there we have it. That is our Saturday morning cook. So the next time we do some cooking together, I will make sure to get you an ingredient list and all of that good stuff ahead of time so that you can be prepared if you want to cook along with me. The next time, we're going to do this in 2 weeks. So what my thought is to flip culinary and nutrition. So in 2 weeks, we're going to do some baking actually. And how many of you do appreciation gifts for teachers, friends, anyone that has helped you or your children or your family? I have a great 4, possibly 5, quick and simple medley of cookies to put together that you can do in an afternoon, and you can make lots of different boxes, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg either. So quick, simple, delicious, impressive. That's what this cooking is. That's what my cooking is all about. So I hope you have a great rest of your holiday weekend. I hope you've had fun shopping, found some great finds. Please drop any of your favorites in the other post so that we can all share in the great finds shopping. And we'll see you back here next Saturday for some more nutrition tips on beating the holidays. All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a great weekend.